who was that? What's going on? Who is that? Michael's, he just put his arm around. I go, that was Tiger Woods. Huh. I remember laying back, and these people are like, what? Welcome in, everyone. Kash and Matty Talkin golf. And thanks so much for joining us. We're going to catch up, talk a little bit about what has been happening in golf recently, what's up in the world of golf. We're going to talk a little story time. I've got a great story with Michael Jordan and Tiger Woods you're going to enjoy. Equipment banter then about the mini driver, one of the hot topics in golf. But this is Matt Smith. I'm Steve Cashel. And Matt, we've been having fun doing this podcast. And here we go again. Where do you want to start?
Well, let's talk about what everybody's talking in Chicago. How about our Cubbies?
Cubbies looking good. You know why? And I say that even though they lost the first two games, just because it's been a good season. If you make the playoffs, I'm getting, everyone else goes home. If you're one of those teams, and it's so convoluted now, and you're trying to figure out 3-game series and 5-game series and 7-game series, but no, good season for the Cubs. It's been very popular here in the Chicago area. They really brought a buzz about the city, so I'm excited about that.
Playoff baseball again, playing the team here just up the road in Milwaukee. Friends from Wisconsin and friends from afar. It's just a good series, and like you said, it's just nice to bring us back a little bit. I feel to the 2016, give us at least some hope. So I think we're both here to say go Cubbies, and let's get into it.
It's not easy to make the playoffs. Not easy at all. Easier than it was back in 1984 when they blew it, But it has been fun, so I admire that.
Getting through a wild card alone is a challenge. There's so much pressure, and we got to give our guys some props, some good talent on the team. Let's talk golf.
Yeah.
Huh? How about we jump into it? You teed us up here, Steve, that we would be catching up, and we'd be doing it wrong if we didn't start with the big Ryder Cup that wrapped. We've talked about it on some previous episodes, so. No need to go too far, but wow, we had a wild ride at the Ryder Cup. Looked all European. It looked very European for a few days. America and the U.S. I'm thinking back to my predictions, how sour those went with America. But hey,
who did I pick?
It's hard to remember.
It was
I'm struggling. My memory is slipping.
I've been saying European for a while. Not that I cheer for the European squad, but I just thought on paper, okay, and the captain. I've known Luke Donald a long time, and I just liked what they had on paper. And you know what? Let me get into this. I think European players want it more. I think every year they want it more. Okay, this is the new modern era. Now, back when Lenny Watkins, Paul Azinger were playing, Payne Stewart, God rest his soul, they wanted to win for the United States, okay? The only guy I think that really wants to win for the U.S., and I don't mean they don't want to win, but, okay, Bryson DeChambeau. Maybe because of Trump, maybe politics go into it. He loves America, and he wanted to win as a team. The other guys, I'm sorry, okay? They weren't playing very good coming in, but a guy like Scottie Scheffler, and I love Scotty. He's the number one player in the world, but I think he said, when does this thing end? I want to go back home and enjoy Meredith and my son.
Hey, Steve, give Cam Young. Just, I'm thinking back to that last recording, and I was naming names like Bryson and Scotty and Justin Thomas.
Yep.
Rightfully so, and I don't, even though we saw the result, I'm not going to back off those takes entirely. But we got to give some love to Cam Young and how he played in front of his New York crowd.
Yes.
He may not be as gregarious. It's almost half the time you're watching him. I know this is my take on it. I'm watching and wondering how engaged he is. But my gosh, that take of mine was completely debunked. I mean, this guy wanted it. Do you recall his record? I don't. He played a heck of a cup.
Really good.
The way he finished out there on Sunday.
Scheffler's record, not very good at all.
No, it wasn't pretty.
It was horrible.
It wasn't pretty, but what a wild Ryder Cup, the fact that it came back around on Sunday
Well,
to
thank
be an
goodness
event.
for Sunday. It made it a great event. I actually thought on Sunday, late afternoon, they had a chance, and I don't like the half a point where Victor Hovland was injured, but his team still gets a half point because he had to pull out. And poor Harris English couldn't play because Victor Hovland was matched with him and he couldn't play. They still gave the European team a half point. They need to change that. Need to change it.
Steve,
no point, no half point if you're injured and you can't play.
Steve's not here for the envelope rule.
Oh, my goodness. No. That's dumb. I'm sorry.
No,
if you're injured, do not give a half point to any team.
Who really is? It's something that is to be looked at, hopefully revised. So right on board with you there, Steve.
Absolutely.
Get rid of the envelope.
Absolutely.
Get rid of that rule. Let's get local.
Yeah.
Let's get a bit more local. But Glencoe Golf Club continues. This is great. They've been continuing their construction on their new clubhouse. They're planning on opening the doors to this clubhouse in next summer.
Okay.
Next summer. I think the fun fact here, they are designing this clubhouse with a very Frank Lloyd Wright architectural style in mind.
Well, that's good because a lot of clubhouses were designed by Frank Lloyd Wrong.
Wow.
No, you see these.
We're in episode 3, and Steve is bringing out the. That's a dad joke.
I know it is.
We'll give him one. We'll give him one today.
It's an old comedian's joke, but no, I love when again we're trying to grow the game of golf, whether it's on the golf course with renovations or if you can do it with your clubhouse, right? Because it's a settling place. I mean, every round I play, I very rarely am a trunk slammer, as we like to call them, get in my car right after an 18th hole and run. I like to go, have a beverage or two, maybe a little food, talk the round with my guys who I play with, watch a little TV. If you've got a nice setting and a nice clubhouse and you can renovate that, if you don't like what you have right now, I'm all for it. So I admire Glencoe and anyone else doing any renovation work.
We've seen some good ones of late, and isn't it true that when you're at a club like that, whether it's the interior or off that back deck, it leaves a lasting impression. You remember the good ones, right?
Absolutely.
And it makes so much for the hang.
Have a nice bar area. Have some good, HD TVs in there, and make it fun. Have a couple brews on tap, right?
Totally.
Maybe some IPAs. And so, you got to have that after the round. It must be part of the golf experience, I think, for public golfers.
Yeah, good on Glencoe.
Yep,
so
absolutely.
That'll be fun to go explore and see next summer. Catching up, Steve, the President's Cup. Let's keep
Talking
it local.
about the Ryder Cup, I mean, that's the next big one, and it's in town here at Medina next September. Medina Country Club, Course 3, hosting the President's Cup. Jeff Ogilvy, the international captain, Brent Snedeker, our USA captain. Brent said he spent a lot of time with Luke Donald. I'm sorry, not Luke Donald, but with our USA captain, Keegan Bradley, at the Ryder Cup. And he said, I learned a lot about what went wrong and what we did right, because he wants to win that President's Cup. Not as high level as the Ryder Cup, let's admit, but there's a buzz right now in Chicago. I found out just the other day that ever since the Ryder Cup happened, they've jumped on the bandwagon. Fans have here in Chicago, or maybe nationally, maybe even worldwide, and they've already sold 40% of their general admission tickets, which is good.
On my drive up here today, scooting up to Park Ridge off 294, you might have caught it yourself. We got billboards.
Yes, absolutely.
So we're doing local billboards. Advertising is happening. Steve, give us one take from being at Soldier.
Yep,
I'm bringing this up as a catch-up moment. What's been happening? Steve spent some time with a preview event yesterday.
Yes, it was. Yep,
he was just out there. Tell us a little bit about that day.
Brent Snedeker was there representing Team USA, and Jeff Ogilvy, who helped design the new Course 3 at Medina, was there. Two great guys. They're awesome. And they had it set up where they had actually the field wasn't Soldier Field was in the shape of a soccer field. They had all the soccer markings, the soccer pitch, but they had a giant gold cup, just like the President's Cup, at midfield, and they had Snedeker and they had Ogilvy and 2 kids from the first tee program trying to hit 60-yard chip shots into the cup. And they did a whole thing, they each had 3 balls and like 3 rounds. And so Team USA ended up winning with Snedeker. No one hit it into the cup, but it was fun. And they raised, I think the giveaway was $250,000 that the PGA of America gave to the first tee program.
The first tee program out of Chicago,
yes,
our local
which was
program.
awesome. It was a great event. It was fun. Ryan Poles was there. Bears general manager. Their Bears mascot was there. So it was kind of a Bears theme inside Soldier Field. But they're just trying to make people aware of President's Cup is coming. We're a year away. Less than a year away now, 11 months, and it is a big-time event for Chicago because, remember, we used to have an LPGA event, a Champions Tour event, a PGA Tour event, a major every now and then. We did have the Ryder Cup in 2012. We haven't had anything really of late, so it's great that we have a President's Cup here in Chicago. Chicago golf fans deserve it. It's going to be fantastic. I can't wait for it.
Medina gets to show off the new course.
I'm very interested to see how the pros play it. They spent $24 million. The key was to have it harder for the pros after Justin Thomas won the BMW championship there a number of years ago. They said, we're going to do a kind of a redesign, renovation, make it more difficult for the pros, but easier for our members. And I think they accomplished at least half of that from what we've seen right now. I haven't received any word from the pros. Not a lot of pros have played it yet, especially the guys who are going to be playing for the President's Cup. That's to come next summer. But I'm really interested to see how they play it, and especially in a team competition. But the place is beautiful. They removed a lot of trees, and Medina 3 is a lot more fun for me to play than the old Medina 3 because it was one of the most difficult courses in the world.
Heck yeah. Hey, Steve, I think everybody... if you've been holding out a video on us of you hitting that 60-yard shot, did you hit that shot
yesterday?
Yeah, into the cup.
No.
No, I knew you didn't.
No, I could have gone down there. A couple people afterwards were going down there hitting the shot, but
sure,
I didn't go down there to attempt it.
It would have been a sight to see.
I got to warm up.
It would have been a sight to see. We know Steve needs a bucket or 2 of balls.
Exactly.
As would I. I'd be so nervous. My hands are sweating now. And I'm just doing a podcast. We're just doing a recording. But even as you talk about it, it is no joke. My hands are sweating a little bit. Thinking about just hitting some golf balls, but I did get to see some folks sharing some content from being out at Soldier.
Yep.
There were a lot of, whether you know this or not, Steve, there were a lot of these influencers, a lot of big name folks out there grabbing some content and actually hitting a few of those shots. And it was fun to see the mascot. I don't know how
Staley the Bear.
I don't know how he gripped the club, but there was a video of him swinging and hitting the wedge.
Very well.
This guy or gal, this mascot can play.
I know. I agree totally.
Found that fun.
Let's move on.
Final few things. Yeah, catching up. Let's talk about where Steve has played some golf recently. Quick little thing on Bartlett Hills. What's your take? What did you think?
Bartlett Hills. It's a public facility in Bartlett, Illinois, right off of Route 59, and I've known about it for many years. We featured it on the golf scene years ago, but you know what? It's better than ever. And if you play out there, you're kind of going to feel like you're at a private country club. I mean, this is public golf. It's a good price. But the greens when I played just last week were as fast as almost any private club I've played all year. I couldn't believe the greens. It was beautiful. We're getting great weather now. The heat is kind of gone, so the water mixing with the colder temperatures at night, the greens, fairways, tees are all super green, and they're able to cut the greens and roll them like they want to without that heat and humidity. So greens are as good as they've been in Chicago. But I really like Bartlett Hills. I mean, it's worth playing, believe me, folks, and it's a great price. And I don't know if you've ever played it, but there's some really tough holes out there. Some holes I almost don't like because they're tricky and they're tight. But you can spray it a little bit on some holes. There's some tree line holes, so it's a nice mixture. But I really enjoyed Bartlett Hills.
So, Steve, I have been on Bartlett Hills, but it was years ago. Mm-hmm. So don't even want to offer an opinion. It was years back.
That's
at this
fine.
point.
Where have you played?
I'll tell you about that in a second. I did want to say that what I love is not only are you giving Bartlett Hills some recognition and a round of applause, but the few other friends I've talked to about Bartlett Hills in the last 2 years, even years specifically, great reviews. So I think it's a place,
nice.
Me being a Mount Prospect guy, it's just down the road. It's calling,
Check it out.
it's calling my name.
It's a nice variety of holes, too. Not every hole's the same, up and back, It ends with a par 3, which I get worn out by 16, 17, but 16, 17 are not easy. 18's a par 3 over water, right
Sure.
next to the clubhouse, but kind of fun way to finish the round.
Yeah, I like when places do that. That's fun. I'll tell you where I was really impressed with, and our listeners here are probably thinking, gosh, these guys, they give everyone a shout out, but we play some courses, right? We don't love every one of them.
Right.
But whether Steve and I have just landed on some gems of late or we've just been pleasantly surprised, some places that are taking care of their courses and have made some positive changes. I'm giving love today, lots of it, to Eaglewood Resort.
Oh, next to Medina.
Yes.
Right next to Medina 3 is Eaglewood Resort. Played there last year, but your thoughts first.
Same take as my Bartlett Hills take, in that it'd been a long time since I was out at Eaglewood. Admittedly didn't find the reason or the desire to get out there for a handful of years. No particular reason, but was just out there last week, and for a small piece of property, the way the greens were done, and most specifically, or like what impressed me most was just the architecture, the way the land moved, and some of the elevation changes. And you're on this small piece of property that's just off of Medina, and at total, this course plays maybe 6,000. It's 6,000 yards,
Maybe.
from all the way back.
Okay, all right.
Steve, from
Barely.
all the way back.
But don't let it fool you.
And what's so fun about those 6,000 yards, you've got a par 3 that's playing 80 yards or 74 from the back.
That's fun.
But I hit a full, utility iron into a 226-yard par 3, pin on the back into a light breeze. Don't ask me how bad of a shot that was. It stunk. That was a bad swing that day. But just to say that the variety of holes, the course conditions, and the rate, who doesn't love a good value? Find it at a proper price and get your butt back out to Eaglewood. Steve, I'm telling you that, and I'll tell our listeners. I'll take my hat off to them for a good experience.
Yeah, and you brought up something earlier. I used to get a lot of comp rounds with how long I've been doing golf in Chicago. It's funny because my friends laugh, so I used to take them out. Hey, guys, I got a free foursome. Those days are over, all right? I paid to play Bartlett Hills. Last time I played Eaglewood, I paid to play it, so I'm not just giving out free.
Steve paid.
Yeah, it was rare back in the day, but we are, courses are trying to make their money. They don't give as many freebies, even the guys like us who have been covering golf for 30 years, but that's okay. I don't mind paying my rate, and my guys pay the rate, and that's fine. But I agree with you. I played out there last year. I was rained out after about 14 holes, but the first 14 holes I saw, Matt, I really enjoyed. It's small, it's short, but you know what? You could spray it a little bit, and there's some really cool dog legs. The guys I was with, they really enjoyed it as well. So it's not a country club. It's not a Cantini, Cog Hill number 4, Bolingbrook. But you know what? It is. It was fun.
They're good at what they do. I think they know what they've got.
Yep.
But I feel like they've just recently. It seems like they're just maximizing what they've got.
Yeah,
so
they got a great superintendent. They take care of the course, and
that's what it takes. And the location's amazing. I was playing with some guys, and a few of the guys didn't enjoy having the planes overhead because you're just off Medina. You're not too far from the airport.
Yep.
But I got a kick out of it. If you want a city, a Chicago feel, yes, you're in the suburbs, but like a true Chicago suburban golf feel, it's tough to find one, is what I'm trying to say. It's tough to find one better. Let's move forward.
Okay.
Let's move on to what's coming up. Some things that caught our interest here locally
Yep.
in the Chicagoland. We'll start with Mount Prospect. Shout out to my course here, Mount Prospect, Illinois. They're going to be running this is an annual event, their hardest day of golf.
What is that?
Well, they're doing it twice, so it's the hardest days of golf.
Okay.
Let me rephrase. I'll first give the dates. I'll tell you just a little bit about it. So 2 days, November 1st and 2nd. The way they describe it on their website would be the toughest course conditions imaginable.
Wow.
And Mount Prospect, those greens on any given Tuesday or Wednesday can feel like you're playing the hardest greens around on any given Tuesday, like I just said. But what they do, and I have played this event just once and looking to do it again, they're putting pins. You've probably heard of some of these events where they put pins near edges, like off the back corner.
Okay.
Mount Prospect doesn't need to do that. They can put these on the bottom or tops of severe slopes and stuff that's not even borderline unfair, but admittedly is unfair.
Okay.
On top of that, your tees are going to be moved all the way back. They got everything cut.
Grow in the rough?
A few years back when I played it, hard to remember, but I'd be surprised if they don't. If they're going to truly live up to what they're saying, the toughest course conditions imaginable.
Is it a tournament or is it just opportunity to play from the most difficult way we can set up the golf course?
It's a team event.
Okay.
Good question. It's a team event, foursome. It is a competition, whatever your foursome shoots. And because the event has gone so well on a single day basis, they've had to open it up for 2 days.
That's great. I love it.
Yeah, and I mean for most courses to sell tee times on a November 1st, 2nd when it's cold and crappy out half the time, they've got it figured out. They're selling it. Last I checked, they're probably sold out now.
That's great.
As of yesterday, there
I
were
love
2
it.
times. So fun thing going on at Mount Prospect, as if we need course conditions to be harder for schmucks like us. It's hard enough. Steve, tell us a little bit about Journeyman Distillery.
Yeah, what a great place. 3 Oaks, Michigan, right next to New Buffalo. We did a golf scene feature out there last year and had some great bourbon, right?
What a time, yes.
It was just
so fun.
Watching them make the bourbon and everything. So they have, believe it or not, within this distillery, outside at a 30,000 square foot putting green. It's called Welter's Folly. And the guy who owns Journeyman Distillery in 3 Oaks, Michigan, is a former Division I golfer. Guy's amazing. What a wonderful guy. And he built the most incredible putting green in the back. And Matt, you've played it. I've played it. It's got like, I don't know, I forget, 18 holes?
It's got 18 plus, and they're calling it like the Himalayan style. So all the mounds.
The mounds. It was so much fun. And it is, I said, how do you cut this? How do you manicure this? It's like playing Augusta National greens. I mean, it is that nice. The manicuring and the quality of the turf. It is beautiful. So I tell you, have some fun out there. Go and you can have great food and drink and go. It's such a unique experience to have a fun putting green. They let dogs, roam around if you want to bring your dog. Kids can play,
Totally. It's meant for the
serious.
family. It's meant for taking your happy hour or post dinner, because they do great food as well.
Yep.
It's meant for taking that afterwards, keeping you there longer.
Yep.
You're spending some dollars on drinks, but you're having fun. What they're hosting here, this is October 19th, so this will be timely. As soon as this hits, you've got a couple days to get this on the calendar. But Sunday, October 19th, they're doing their world's best putter competition, and this is something they've been doing for a few years. If I get
So maybe best score on 18 then?
Yeah, they're doing it's 18. It might be 20. They might incorporate
Okay.
a few extra holes, but if I'm granted permission and the family allows,
Yep.
wink, wink, hun. If the family allows, I'll find myself out there competing for the first time and
You
really just
should.
having a
I
good
would love
time.
to compete as well. And they've got bars set up and they got chairs to watch, and it's such a cool place. We were out there last June or July, had a ball, had
Beautiful
a great time.
night too. Yeah,
And it's a golf guy, and he's making incredible bourbon, which is really cool.
Yeah, that's
They
Bill.
got a store in the
It's
whole
Bill
thing.
Welter and his team out there. Get on out to Three Oaks, just outside of New Buffalo. You don't have to drive. If you're in the south suburbs, you only have to drive 45 minutes. If you're up north, it's an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Make sure you get on the road at the right time for traffic purposes. But if you get on the road at the right time, you'll be in Three Oaks in no time.
Another renovation, Maple Meadows, part of the DuPage County courses, okay? Their sister course is the Preserve, or this is really the sister course of the Preserve. The Preserve at Oak Meadows was incredible, is incredible, beautiful clubhouse, brand new. So now across the street, there's Maple Meadows, $14 million renovation. Ed Stevenson and his crew out there decided to put the money up. They're doing drainage. It was always a decent golf course, some fun, right?
I'd agree. I've played that course enough. I'd agree.
They hired Greg Martin, who did the Preserve, and it is, I can't wait. I've seen the blueprints and the layout. So they're closing it very soon here. Bulldozers in the ground, fall and all next year. And it's going to be open in 2027. But I love when a Chicago course that's been around for a while thinks about a renovation, spending big money, as in $14 million, to do a redesign, reroute, and make it a pristine public golf course in our area. Good for these guys at DuPage County Golf, and it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, we're hearing a lot of this. I mean, if you've been listening, the theme here is investment back into it.
Yep.
We're not talking about just the opposite. We got folks putting money into clubhouses, courses, millions of dollars, nothing insignificant. So yes, that will be fun to have another. They're going to turn it into a gem because they've got good land and they got the bones for it.
Yeah, just like they did the Preserve.
I'd be shocked if this isn't going to be
really fun.
Yep, I'd be shocked if it's not a top place. Final piece, and we will be quick on this, but I do want to call it out as a watcher last year. Quick thing, I'd like to know if you watched as well. TGL Simulator Golf. Here's why I bring it up.
Okay.
TGL Season 2. So this is a more national scope, but Season 2 will be on ABC, ESPN, and ESPN2. If you're a listener and you have no idea what I'm talking about, this is the simulator league that Rory McIlroy and Tiger Woods started last year. Team-based golf, all in an arena in Florida. Something to watch, to consume and enjoy. Hopefully enjoy in the winter. They had Season 1. They're kicking off Season 2. I watched. I enjoyed it. I did. I'm such a dork about this stuff. It was nice to have a different version of golf that was competitive yet fun. And Steve, did you watch any of TGL? Give me an honest take, and will you watch?
Yeah, I can't watch all of it. I'll watch some of it. I like that the players are mic'd when Tiger's playing, and if you get a Scheffler out there, they had some big names, which was great, okay, and some personalities, which was a lot of fun because you get to see these guys. They're not mic'd on the golf course when they play on the PGA Tour, so you get the camaraderie and some of the banter back and forth. Little gimmicky, Tiger and Rory hitting into a big screen and then putting on this green that has all kinds of machinery underneath it and everything, and it's a little goofy at times. But I like it for the personalities of it. I don't take their games very seriously on who's the best player right now. But you know what? It's fun. It's different. If you grow the game and get more young people involved because this might turn them on, I'm all for it. But will I sit and watch hours of it? I won't.
I'm right there with you, actually, in that last year as year one, I watched a good chunk, but couldn't make it to every TV time.
Didn't miss anything
time.
If you didn't miss it.
Let's be real. Probably won't get in front of all of it this year either, but something to keep an eye on. I wanted to call that out to the audience here that TGL will be rebooting.
And I think it's good. I'm glad it is. Again, I do it for the personalities because the players are mic'd and
fun way to just keep up with the game when
once football's over, you're looking for something on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, right? Unless you're a big hockey or NBA fan.
Let's move into story time.
Okay.
Excited to hear this one. This is Steve giving us a story from the past, a little blast from the past. Steve teased us with the fact that he's going to be talking Tiger Woods, and I'll just leave it at that.
Okay, so I traveled with the Chicago Bulls during their championship run. Okay, I was with them for that last championship season when you saw it on the documentary that they did. Remember, The Last Dance. But I've got a specific story because we were, and it's a one bus. Okay, it's the 12, 13 players, 4 or 5 coaches, me as one of 4 announcers. Back then, I was the pregame, halftime, postgame radio host for the Bulls, working with Neil Funk and John Paxson, and then it was either Tom Dorr, Johnny Red Kerr, Wayne Larrabee, and Johnny Red Kerr doing TV, and it was a media services person or 2 and some security. That was the entire, a trainer or 2 as well. Pretty tight group, though, right? So every time we went to another city, you're traveling with the Beatles or the Rolling Stones. It's Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman, Phil Jackson, greatest player in the world with Michael and the Jordan brand and the whole thing. Everyone knows Michael Jordan. So pretty popular group, right? And every time we pulled into a city, we flew on our own jet, and you get into a city and they pick you up at the airport and they take you to your hotel. And outside the hotel, there could be 10 people, there might be 1,000 people, okay? So this specific story takes us to November 1997. I think we just played in Denver that night, okay? So we got in very late. Our next game was against the Clippers the next night. So we flew into Los Angeles, staying at the Beverly Hills Hilton, and I got wind that Tiger Woods was going to join us or Michael, okay, for the game that next day and maybe stay the weekend. So we pull into the Beverly Hills Hilton. It's 1 in the morning, 1:30 in the morning, and there are hundreds of people. And the bus is, pulls up, and we had about a 50-yard walk to the front entrance of the hotel, okay? So sometimes they pull you right in, and, there's no fans can get near these people, but they knew that there was no room for the bus, so they tried to rope it off, and there's hundreds of people just wanted to get a look at Michael and Scotty and Rodman, coming off the bus. If they can get an autograph, which they didn't sign, if they could get a picture, if they could touch him, whatever it was, right? Well, I knew Tiger was going to be there, and all of a sudden, all these fans waiting for Michael to get off the bus, and I see Tiger Woods right next to the door, and he's standing amongst the crowd. Tiger had just won his first Masters 6 months earlier, okay? The 97 Masters, all right?
Yep,
So this is
yep.
Tiger Woods, the Masters champion, #1 in the world, the whole thing, start of the big Tiger dynasty, and he's standing there amongst the crowd. So I tried to lay back, and because Michael's always the last one off the bus, and a couple of security guys, and I said, I want to say hi to Tiger as well, So we walk past all these people, and Michael just makes a beeline for Tiger, puts his arm around him, goes into the hotel, and everyone's like, "Who was that? What's going on? Who is that? Michael's? He just put his arm around." I go, "That was Tiger Woods." Huh. I remember laying back, and these people are like, "What?" I said, "You were standing with Tiger Woods and the Masters champion in the Tiger dynasty, and he's here for Michael," and they didn't even realize that Tiger was amongst them because they were waiting for the Bulls.
MJ got him and took him like that.
So I wasn't able to say hi to Tiger that night because they made a beeline and up to the elevator, and that was it. Into Michael's room, probably Tiger staying next door, but we did see Tiger the next night sitting courtside at the game, and he came into the Bulls locker room. I got a chance to talk to him briefly.
So
he was
cool.
waiting for Michael, and that's going to be another story future if I can say it on a podcast. But it was kind of fun what they did that next night because we were in LA for a couple of days, played the Clippers on Friday, and then we played the Lakers on Sunday. So we had 3 days in LA. It's kind of fun, but
sure it is.
One of my Tiger Michael stories, entertaining enough, but always fun.
Well, we know how much Jordan loves his golf, and we could imagine it didn't start there with that interaction, but who knows? Maybe it did, right? Or just like early Jordan golf stories, as we know how big he is into the game. We see him out at every time the Ryder Cup happens, he's there. The guy, it sounds like he practically lives on a golf course, like no joke, right? So
has his own golf course down in South Florida, which is very unique, Grove 23.
Yes,
and
that's right.
It's very unusual, very unique. I was just reading about it the other day. I've never played it, but I know some people who have. And they got drones that take people their food and drinks. When you go out there, they ask you what type of golf ball do you play because they'll give you range balls in your type of ball. Well, I play a Pro V1X. Okay, here's a bag of Pro V1X. I play the Bridgestone whatever. Oh, here is your ball. and they will give you exact ball that you play to practice on the range, which is very unique.
Well, that's
Cool place.
sounds like the Jordan experience.
Yes,
so,
it is. It is.
You know, that's super cool. Super cool. While we're talking, I mean, we're close. We're right on equipment. Let's wrap up, you know, this take with a little equipment talk, and let's talk about what you and I, in prepping for this specific show, has been on our radar. Feels like a 2025 topic.
Yes.
Would be the mini driver. And we both have agreed to talk on whether or not we've hit one. Have we hit a mini driver to this point, and would we buy one? Okay. And I'll start.
Go ahead.
I've swung one. A friend. I've played with two guys that have used them, and both guys like their mini drivers.
Yes.
You know, whether that, you know, where I go mentally is, are they liking this so much because of what they spent on the mini driver? That's my joke.
To justify it?
To justify it, or do they really like the mini driver? So that's what I wonder, right? First off. So me, having got to hit one of the mini drivers, the tailor-made version, from a friend and just at a driving range, and I certainly liked it. But personally, my issue is if I'm not hitting the driver well for some reason that day, and I'm not hitting my 3-wood well, and I can't figure out that utility iron, my Mizuno, right?
Right.
I couldn't imagine why a mini driver, and once again, this is just my perspective, is going to change things so significantly.
I get
and
it.
I'm not playing at a level, not only at a level, mostly at a level that would demand such a club to, you know, quote unquote, like to fit that gap. So have I tried it? Yes. Was it really neat to look down at? Yeah, TaylorMade's done a heck of a job with the design, and it's a nice club. Felt good. I just don't see it practical for me. So would I buy one sitting here with you right now, or anytime in the near future? For me, it's no. Okay. Steve.
Same thing. I don't have one in my possession, in my bag, but I played with a guy or two that had it, and I said, let me try it, and how do you like it? And they said, I really like it because it's shorter shaft-wise, so they can control it better, because the driver head can get very big, you know, up to 460 cc's, and it's a smaller head, it's a shorter shaft, so I get that. But I think it's either one or the other. Either you have a driver or you have a mini driver, because there's only so many clubs in the bag, we know that. And what do you want? So I wouldn't take the mini driver to replace it. I enjoyed hitting it. You really have to be measured for your own shaft and everything. Did I hit it great? I don't remember, because you really have to be custom fit for it. But if I could add another club to my bag, I could probably put that in there, or might put it in there, but it wouldn't replace my driver for me. So, but I think it's unique. I think it's interesting. I think more than TaylorMade makes it right now, right?
Oh,
Other
yeah.
companies make them.
Not, and that's not even to say TaylorMade was first to the game. It's probably inaccurate, you know, and we're not conveying
But
that.
when I think of it, I think it's TaylorMade too.
Yeah, they're on the market, and they look. I get a kick out of this. It looks to me like just like the original Big Berthas,
Yeah.
or the
Right. It's a little bigger than a 3-wood, right? Smaller than a driver, shorter shaft. So I like the idea, because I like the idea if you're not hitting the driver very well, take this out, you might be able to control it. But you know what? To each his own. But I think our suggestion from this podcast is, hey, if you get a chance, give it a try. You might like it, and I don't think it's just a marketing thing. I think it could be effective in people's golf games.
And taking it, you know, off of like that, my perspective for me was the no and the no right now.
Yep.
But I would second that if you're an erratic, and I'm sometimes erratic too with the driver, so I'm not immune to this reality. But if you are more erratic with your driver and perhaps have next to no confidence, which is understandable, or very little confidence with your fairway woods, just as you just mentioned, Steve, that's where this new club comes into play. Or if you're such a darn good player, and the difference between a 300-yard or whatever, however long of a driver you're going to hit, and you're playing a course that only requires you hitting a 280 or whatever number drive, and it's not about maximizing distance but still hitting it far enough.
Right.
That's it's almost like a no duh comment here, but I'm just saying it that could be or those are situations where this mini driver comes into play. Steve, any more to say on equipment, or do we want to?
No,
I say we wrap.
wrap it up.
I say we wrap. Why don't you bring us home?
Well, it's been a lot of fun. Again, please, everybody, we invite you to follow us on our various social media, and as they say, wherever you get your podcast, Kash and Matty Talkin' Golf. For Matt Smith, I'm Steve Cashel, and our crew, including Tom Miller and Will Hada and Laird Crawford. Chris Pruner, thanks so much for everybody's help. We love the studio here in Park Ridge, Illinois, where I'm from. I just grew up a few blocks to the west, and we thank everybody for joining us and our crew, and we'll see you next time.